To me and many other people, filmmaking is an art. Ever since I was little, I especially love filmmaking, and that's apparent in many other people, especially filmmakers like Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese is an Italian filmmaker born on November 17, 1942 in Flushing, New York. His parents were named Charles and Catherine Scorsese. And it's very apparent in many of his films that he had Italian heritage. He was plagued with severe asthma, so instead of playing sports like many of the other kids did, he went to film houses to watch a lot of movies. And through that, he found that he loved directing, and especially Michael Powell. He was raised Catholic and was going to be a priest, but after finding out that he loved filmmaking, he eventually enrolled in New York University. He studied there for a while, and after graduating, he made his first full-length movie, Who's Knocking at My Door, which starred, again, as you can see, his Italian heritage, an Italian-American girl, and this started his Italian career. Scorsese picked up De Niro to be his main man in a lot of his movies, and he was in, I think, about 4 or 5, maybe more. And the most popular ones were Taxi Driver and Raging Bull. Taxi Driver became very controversial, and as did Raging Bull. As said from NewYorkTimes.com, Scorsese planned on being done with films like Raging Bull due to its nature, because it was later said that someone planned on assassinating Ronald Reagan, and this was due to the fact that he loved Raging Bull. So I don't really understand that. But he actually continued making movies because this became known as one of the best films of all time. I actually haven't seen it, but I've only heard great things about it. So he went on to make Goodfellas, which again shows Italian heritage because this starred a Italian mob member named Henry Hill, who actually was a real person, and it just shows him moving up the ladder in the crime ring and eventually being put in hiding. Scorsese has said that he found himself making repetitive movies, and this was partly because he had the same actors in every single one of them, being De Niro. And eventually he found Leonardo DiCaprio, which I assume you all know, and that has been his main man in a lot of his movies. Scorsese actually debuted Leo's work with Gangs of New York, which is again a mob movie set in New York in the early 1900s. And he continues to work with Leo with films like Aviator, Shutter Island, and actually the upcoming movie, The Wolf of Wall Street, which I'm so excited for. These films, from not to release yet to his earliest films, have always maintained a distinct style. This style was gritty, real-life stories that, again, focus on Italian mob members. But still, he likes to mix it up a lot, so although they were very similar, you can still see a distinct different style while still being the same. Scorsese has won many awards, from Best Director to Hugo, which was a 2011 film, to Best Golden Globe Director in Gangs of New York. And so, because of this, he's become very successful worldwide, and although he's 70 years old, he's still kicking and making a lot of movies. So if I had to leave anything with you all, it would be, although you may have different disabilities like asthma or a torn off arm, you can do whatever you want to do and become the world's best director, or world's best baseball player, or world's best black baseball player.